Hey everyone, once again we are going to be looking at Tropical Storm Gonzalo as well as Tropical Depression 8, and at the end of the video we will be talking about Hurricane Douglas in the eastern and central Pacific. Before we could get into the forecast though, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you are liking these types of very detailed forecasts. Right now we are currently looking at the Atlantic tropical cyclones and disturbances. As you can see right here, we have that tropical storm Gonzalo just to the east of the Caribbean islands. Right there we have maximum sustained winds 60 miles per hour, minimum central pressure 1000 millibars, located around 9.8 north, 49.4 west, and movement is at west 13 miles per hour. So definitely, if you're in the Caribbean islands, any of these islands right here, you definitely will see some impacts from Tropical Storm Gonzalo, and it is expected to turn into a hurricane. It now extended until tomorrow. So tomorrow it is expected to turn into that Category 1 hurricane strength by the time it does get to around this type of area there. We also do have Tropical Depression 8 just to the south of the Louisiana coastline. Maximum sustained winds 35 miles per hour. Minimum central pressure 1006 millibars. Located at 26.1 north, 90.7 west. Movement west-northwest at 8 miles per hour. So you definitely could also see some impacts if you do live around the southern Texas area, and even the Texas coastline. You could see some more bigger impacts from Tropical Depression 8. Even portions like Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida also did see impacts from this, even though it didn't make landfall. So even the outer bands are reaching these areas could bring some flash flooding potential. So just because it doesn't make landfall doesn't mean you won't see any impacts if you're in Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, even Georgia. You could maybe see a little bit of impacts, maybe some rain showers from the very outer bands, but really not much you're going to see from Tropical Depression 8. We also do have Hurricane Douglas, as you're seeing here, Category 3 hurricane. Maximum sustained winds is now at 125 miles per hour. Minimum central pressure 959 millibars. Located at 14.1 north, 137.3 west. Movement is going to be at west-northwest at 18 miles per hour. So it is moving pretty fast towards the Hawaii area. As you're seeing here, this is going to make impacts, very big impacts on Hawaii right here. That's Hawaii right there, and there's Hurricane Douglas. Even the very outer bands are already starting to impact some of these islands here. You can really see the path here. Let me just show you the path of this real quick. That kind of that cone of uncertainty. Right there, that's where Hawaii is, and you're seeing it's still a hurricane strength by the time it does reach Hawaii. Like I said, where those M's are in the last video, it means a major hurricane. So by 8 a.m. Friday, it's still that major hurricane strength. Once it enters a little bit more cooler waters, it goes down back to a Category 2 hurricane. By the time it makes landfall on Hawaii, it will be down to a Category 1 hurricane. Once it makes landfall, by 8 a.m. Monday, it will turn back into a tropical storm. So definitely won't be a major hurricane for super long. Let's talk about Tropical Storm Gonzalo. As you can see, around right now, it has that tropical storm force strength. 2 p.m. Friday tomorrow, it's still that tropical storm force strength. By the time it gets to around Saturday, 2 a.m., it's expected for that hurricane strength, as you're seeing there. And now we are getting tropical storm force. We are getting tropical storm watches now down here for some of these southern islands, and those hurricane watches are also in effect in those pink shade areas for those islands. So definitely, you have those tropical storm and hurricane watches out right now. By the time it does make landfall on those Caribbean islands, you get to back down to a tropical storm force strength by 2 a.m. Sunday. By 2 p.m. Monday, it's still that tropical storm force strength, but definitely could weaken or definitely could strengthen back into a Category 1 strength as it does enter some more warmer waters with not really much land nearby. Arrival time of winds, as you can see, Friday 2 p.m., those winds are still pretty much in the middle of the ocean, but by Saturday, 8 p.m. and 8 a.m., kind of between those times there, it will be impacting some of those Caribbean islands, as you're seeing there, for those where those hurricane and tropical storm watches are in effect. And then by Sunday, 8 p.m., it will reach just below the Dominican Republic. So definitely won't be making too many impacts on some of these more bigger islands, but definitely some of these littler Caribbean islands definitely could see some impacts. So not huge impacts right now on this, but really just some small impacts on these islands. Wind speed probabilities, and mainly for these little islands right in that yellow color, you have a 30 to 40% chance for some tropical storm force winds, and in those green colors you have around a 5 to 20% chance. Even getting into these red colors, you have a 70, 80, or 90% chance for the tropical storm force winds. But of course, any sort of island is not in that red color currently, but definitely could be extended here in the next upcoming days. You will have some bigger chances for some tropical storm force winds, and even hurricane force winds could be impacting some of these islands. Let's go ahead and talk about Tropical Depression 8 that will be impacting portions of Texas. Let's go ahead and look at the cone of uncertainty. We do have currently tropical storm warnings now. It was currently a watch, but now we do have tropical storm warnings for portions of the coast of Texas, as you're seeing there. That's including Corpus Christi. So Corpus Christi, you're pretty much going to be affected, pretty much in the bullseye of this. So if you live in Corpus Christi, you're going to be mainly affected by this. This is definitely heading straight for Corpus Christi. Definitely, if you're in Corpus Christi or anywhere near there, you need to take precautions here, and definitely do have a big chance for some flash flooding. You also do have some tropical storm watches in those more yellow shaded colors. There is currently no current wind extent of tropical storm or hurricane force winds, but definitely tomorrow we could see that upgrade to a tropical storm. So definitely, it is currently at tropical depression, but it will be upgraded to a tropical storm by tomorrow or Saturday at least. So definitely, you're really going to have to keep an eye on this for maybe some decent impacts from this Tropical Depression 8 or soon to be tropical storm. Wind speed probabilities, and Corpus Christi, you're seeing around 30 to 40% chance for those tropical storm force winds. Mainly those green colors, you're seeing around a 5 to 30% chance for some tropical storm force winds. Mainly a 5 to 25% chance for the tropical storm force winds in those more greener colors here. So definitely a small chance for those tropical storm force winds, but definitely those could be upgraded in the next upcoming days. U.S. rainfall potential and latest model runs show that you will see 4 to 6 inches over here, right over Corpus Christi, around that type of area here, and those yellow colors. You also could see some more bigger rainfall totals in its orange colors on the very tip coast of Louisiana and even Mississippi. Could see 6 to 10 inches of rainfall, so definitely lots of rainfall. It's going to be mainly in the ocean, but definitely could see some bigger rainfall amounts, maybe on the very bits of the coast of Louisiana and Mississippi. Also in the darker green color, you're seeing around 2 to 4 inches, and 1 to 2 inches is going to be in the light green colors there. Flash flooding potential for the next 3 days. You do have a slight risk for some flash flooding, a 10% chance for some flash flooding in that yellow shaded area, and also a marginal risk for flash flooding in those green shaded areas there also from this potential for that tropical storm. Let's go ahead and talk about Major Hurricane Douglas and what impacts could lead to Hawaii. Alright, so right now we are currently looking at the hurricane force winds, kind of the timing on when this is going to reach Hawaii here. Saturday 8 p.m., those hurricane force winds will be reaching there, and those tropical storm force winds will be definitely put back there once you get over here to Sunday 8 p.m. Definitely will weaken back to the tropical storm, but hurricane force winds are definitely likely for Hawaii, so definitely be prepared if you do live in Hawaii or any of those islands that is in Hawaii here. Wind speed probabilities, you're seeing around 30 to 50% chance for some tropical storm force winds right now, but those definitely will increase in the coming 48 hours or so. So definitely, those will definitely increase a bit once you get into the next few days. You're pretty much going to be in the purple. Once the next few days, you're going to be in this purple color, a 90% chance or 100% chance for some tropical storm force winds. So definitely, this is why we're telling you to be prepared for this hurricane that will be impacting these Hawaiian islands. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new and do like these types of detailed forecasts. And make sure to share this video that may be affected by any of these tropical disturbances. Anyways, stay safe.